Hi YouTube, welcome back to another knife video. Today I will be looking at the GiantMouse knives Ace Iona. So here is the packaging that it comes in. You can see it has the GiantMouse logo and Ace, which is their cheaper line that they get produced out of house. So inside you get a little business card and another box. So this packaging isn't bad. The knife is about $100, so compared to other $100 knives, this is pretty good packaging. I mean, with a $400 Spyderco, you get the normal Spyderco box that just slides open. So this is a little better than that for even a cheaper knife. And before I get to the knife, you get a little tool, which is just Torx. I believe it's probably an 8 and a 6. But I haven't actually checked. So it's always nice when companies provide a tool to disassemble it for non-knife people that don't have the Torx bits, and a little silica packet, so keeps the moisture out. And inside that is the knife. So here it is. This is the navy and stonewashed version. They also have OD green and satin versions. As you can see, it's a thumb stud deployment. A wire clip that is really nice. Very good tension, pretty big wire clip, kind of thick wire. Reversible, tip up carry. FRN molded handles. You can see it has that Anso pattern, which is really popular on Anso knives, and if you know Tough Thumbs or maybe some other knife pimpers back in the day, they would do that pattern a lot on their pimped knives. So that's really cool. Very big hardware, and I think that's Torx 8 or T8, which is really nice, a lot harder to strip than a little T6, which I strip all the time, and it's kind of nerve-wracking to take that apart. So this is an FRN handle, fiberglass reinforced nylon, just kind of like the Griptilian or Delica, Endura. A lot of other knives use that type of material. And let me get into the specs real quick. So the overall length is 7 inches with a blade length of 2.875 inches and a handle length of 4.125 inches. So big handle, small blade kind of. Doesn't look too bad, but pretty big blade to handle, or small blade to handle ratio there. Blade width of 0.875 and handle width of the same, 0.875. Cutting edge is only 2.75 inches. A lot smaller than I thought it would be before I ordered, because I didn't even check the size of the knife before I ordered it. Blade thickness of 0.12, pretty good for a small knife like this, and a handle thickness of 0.5 with a total weight of 2.59 ounces. There you can see the logo. Ace, GiantMouse, and M390 blade steel, which is some of the best blade steel you can get, and that is the reason I bought this knife. So I saw M390 and I saw a $100 price tag, and I knew I had to have it because I don't have any M390 knives yet. A lot of expensive mid-techy type knives with $300, $400 probably. A lot of those have M390. I think a lot of Custom Knife Factory uses M390, so kind of mid-tech level knives, and I don't have any yet, so this was the perfect one to get first, I'd say. I really like that logo. That GiantMouse, Mickey Mouse looking logo. And I know I won't be able to show you guys, but inside here you can kind of see a little writing right on that reflection. That is the GiantMouse logo. It says Anso or Vox Anso, made in Italy. So this is a made in Italy knife, which when I think made in Italy, I immediately think of Lion Steel and Fox knives. So I didn't look it up to see who was actually producing this for them. That's what the ACE means. It means they're not making it in their workshop. They're just having a kind of mid-tech or production company make them a knife, and that's why the price is so low. But probably Fox, probably Lion Steel, probably most likely Fox, but the quality seems to be really nice for them to farm it out. And made in Italy, so if you're kind of not a fan of the made in China knives, this isn't made in China. Not made in the US, but also not made in China. And I keep saying their company and stuff, but I haven't explained who. So if you don't know, Jens Anso and Jesper Voxnaes, I believe that's how you pronounce their names. They're Danish custom knife makers, and they started a company, GiantMouse Knives, to make collaborations. So they kind of sit down and work through a design together, and it includes both of their elements. And I don't know, you can't really tell which element is which. You can obviously tell the Anso pattern on the handle. Maybe there's a Vox influence on the blade, but it's kind of just a complete mashup of both of their designs. And I really like it. I definitely recommend it. It feels great. Handle's big enough. I wear a large size glove, and handle's completely fine for me. A little bit right there behind the blade, you can kind of put your finger there. I wouldn't really recommend it because it is sharpened there, right up there at the edge. So the thumb studs feel pretty nice. When I first got the knife, my thumb was injured a little under my fingernail, so I took it out of the box and I tried to deploy it, and I couldn't do it. It was just hurting my thumb too bad. This was like 2 days ago, and I didn't know if it was because my thumb was hurt or if the thumb studs were too strong or the detent was too strong and the thumb studs were too sharp, and I didn't know if I'd ever be able to use it. I was kind of worried, like, oh no, I didn't really do my research. There's no reviews out for this yet because it's so new. Just came out probably 4 or 5 days ago. So I was pretty worried about it, but I think it was my fingers being too weak and hurt at the time. It might have softened up the detent a little, opening and closing it, but now it is completely fine. Still a strong detent, but I like strong detents, so it's perfect for me now, and I can always deploy it, don't really slip. I have deployed it kind of finger flicking from the back, but I have hurt my finger doing that and made myself bleed actually on that thumb stud, but I wouldn't say that thumb stud's really sharp. It was just my skin kind of split open, so you can do it. I'm not going to be doing that all the time, but sometimes you could get it. And there you can see a liner lock down in there. Pretty easy to access. It is kind of skinny down there even with that cutout, but it helps you out. Most of the time when I close it, I just use my thumb and push with my nail, but you can get your whole thumb down in there if you want. I sometimes go back and kind of claw it like that. And like I said earlier, the pocket clip feels really nice, works really well. Since it is a wire clip, I think that helps with this pattern. It doesn't really tear your pocket up. It kind of slides in a little easier. You can feel the pattern on your pocket, but it's not a big deal. Doesn't feel as rough as I think it would with a full metal spring clip. And the hardware, really nice and big, one-sided, so these sides don't have the Torx drive on them, so they must be captured over there. I haven't checked, but same with little Torx drive over there on the thumb stud. And an FRN backspacer. And you can see down in there a little, right there, there's a metal standoff along with that FRN backspacer, maybe to add rigidity. And there's a little piece of metal on this side, so you have the full liner lock on this side. And then on this side, there's a little piece of metal. You can kind of see where it ends back in there. And then the whole rest of this is just the plastic, so that helps out, makes it that 2.59 ounces. So a couple comparisons obviously are the Endura and the Griptilian. They both have FRN handles. I think I already like this better than these two. When I bought this Griptilian, full-size Griptilian, it was about $72, I think, and now the prices have been raised up to $100, about, I think, so they're about the same price. And this ZDP 189 steel Endura was, I think, $107, so even more. And I'd say the M390 blade steel is even better, so I'd recommend the Ace Iona over the Endura. Every other way, they're pretty much different. This is a pretty sturdy feeling knife. The Endura, because of how long and skinny it is, I'd be kind of scared doing super hard working tasks with it. On the other hand, the Griptilian is really strong, and I definitely use it for hard working tasks. I think it could handle a lot, so I'd put this GiantMouse Ace probably in the middle of those two. And then a little size comparison before my battery dies is these two Kershaw knives. So let me kind of rearrange it a little. So there you can see a little size comparison. These are both flippers, and they're about $30 each with cheap blade steel. So completely different in that way, but about the same size as those if you've held those before. So like I said, I really recommend this Iona, and I believe Iona is named after a bar in New York City. So if you've heard of that, that's a little cool thing to go along with that, I guess. And I'd recommend it. Pick one up. Maybe go to your local knife store if you see they have one and go check it out, see if you like it. It is on the smaller side, but it does feel nice and sturdy in hand. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos if you want to see other knife reviews.